Hello everyone, this is JSTV and welcome to the video. So, in this one, we're going to be looking at the richest player in RuneScape from back in 2007, and that player was Chessy018, and she was estimated to be worth around 170 billion GP 15 years ago. So, of course, it won't come as a surprise to many of you who have heard of Chessy before, but this was a female player, and we know this because of multiple videos that she posted on her own YouTube channel, like this one where she is showing some of her real life pictures, and for this video we will actually be looking through some of the content on her channel with screenshots and videos of her bank, and we will be using that to work out her total net worth in today's prices. And fortunately for us, she was very willing to share updated images and videos of her bank. She would trade with people in game and show them her massive collections of rares, everything that she had that was valuable in the game. And bearing in mind this was 2007, it was extremely impressive to see the kind of collections that she managed to build up on her account. The wealth that she had back then is worth a hell of a lot more nowadays, and in this video we're going to work out exactly how much. So, as I already mentioned, she used to post a lot of videos here onto YouTube 15 years ago, way back in 2007, the early days of YouTube really, and also RuneScape in many ways. Of course it was still a popular game back then, but not the household name like it is today. Anyway, she posted videos like this one, showing off huge collections of rares. In this one we can see 1042 Santa hats, which is just insane. Bearing in mind, less than 1% of the player base even had one Santa hat in their bank. We can also see here that she has 6 max cash stacks in the Grand Exchange, 2,147,000,000 each. Yeah, pretty crazy. If you had 10 mil or 20 mil in 07, you were considered pretty wealthy, but she took things to a whole different level. So now just quickly looking back at some of these screenshots I showed earlier on in the video, and it should already give you a pretty good idea of just how much she's going to be worth, but some of you may be very surprised to see how much these rares have risen in the last few years. Now if you remember, I said she was worth 170 billion back in 2007, and that's still a massive amount of money in today's RS3 economy. But with a massive recent increase in the price of rares, she is worth a hell of a lot more than that. So, using this list from the RuneScape wiki, which shows all of the items that Chessy owned at once, we're going to calculate how much she is worth in today's prices. Now, the same as we did last time with Moltrinex, we're going to be using this website, le.gg, which gives us accurate street prices of the rares in RuneScape 3. So, as they're already up there on the screen and you're seeing the price, we shall begin with the Santa hats. So, each Santa is currently worth 4.2 billion GP, and she had 1042, which calculates to 4.37 trillion GP. So, we come back to our list now, and we can tick off the Santa hats. And while we're here, we're also going to tick off the Dragon Claws, the Abyssal Whips, and the Dragon Axes, because these 3 items are really just not worth anything in the current economy. So we're just going to methodically work our way through everything else on the list here, and next up is a big one, the party hat sets. So a set of all 6 party hats are currently worth 477 bill, and she had 4 of each, which calculates to 1.9 trillion GP. So again, we go back to our list, we tick off the party hats, and next up, 400 sets of bandos, the chest plates and the tassets. Now, unfortunately, both pieces together are only worth 6.7 mil in the current game, but 400 sets calculates to 2.68 billion GP. So again, we come back to our list, we can tick off the bandos sets, and next up is 100 of each God Sword, Saradomin, Zamarok, Armadil and Bandos. So a full set of the God Swords is currently worth 20.2 million GP, times that by 100 and you get 2.2 billion, so we can add that to the total. Go back to our list once again and tick off the God Swords. Next up, 100 sets of all the Barrow's armor. Currently worth 40.2 million GP for all 6, times that by 100 and you get 4.2 billion GP, which we'll add on to the running total. And as you've probably noticed guys, these last few items haven't been worth anywhere near as much, but the next 2, the Max Cash and the Halloween Mask, really add a big chunk onto the total net worth. So of course, as we know already, a max cash stack is 2,147 mil, times that by 6 is 12.8 billion GP. So the 6 piles of max cash can be ticked off of our list, and next up, the final item, 40 of each Halloween mask, red, green and blue. A current set of these will set you back 9.7 billion GP, and times that by 40 is 388 billion GP. A pretty crazy amount, and a nice little add-on to the total, which we will get to in a second. Okay, so that's everything ticked off of our list. A serious collection. Very impressive what she managed to acquire back in 2007. It would still be an incredible bank to see nowadays, let alone 15 years ago. So, let's add everything together. We got the Santas, the party hats, the Bandos armor, the God swords, the Barrows armor, the max cash stacks, and the Halloween masks. All of that added together equals 6.76 trillion GP. So, pretty crazy amount of money. And how much would this cost you on the black market? Well, the prices of RuneScape free gold have really plummeted in the last few years. It's only worth 7 cents USD per million GP, but with this amount, it's still going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. If you wanted to buy 6.76 trillion GP, it would cost you $473,200. And that's on the black market, so that's the cheaper one. If you wanted to buy it the legit way, through bonds, they are currently 45.4 million GP each, so you would actually need to buy a staggering 148,899 bonds for that much gold. They're currently $6.99 each, so times that by the number above, and you get $1,040,804. Yeah, I don't think anyone's doing that anytime soon. So, some of you watching will have seen my last video on Moltranex, and you'll realise that this number, 6.76 trillion, is a lot less than what he had, but you've got to bear in mind that Chessy was playing back in 2007. 15 years ago, the economy was a very different place, and the 170 bill estimated net worth that she had back then was still an insane amount that no one could compete with. If you haven't seen my most recent video, there'll be a link in the description below. And I also encourage you to check out Chessy's own YouTube channel. It's quite nostalgic watching back some of those really old videos with the 240p quality. Alright guys, that's the end of this one. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Please leave a like down below if you did, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next one. I hope you all take care, and have a great day.